I'm your huckleberry.
Alright guys, welcome back to the range. We're out here today with a gun I've been kind of hesitating on doing a video of. My Kriss Vector 9mm. I've owned this thing for a little over 10 years now. And I'll be honest, I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with it. I think rather than me trying to explain everything I've dealt with, I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys what I've been experiencing when I shoot this thing, and we'll see how it performs. It's always a mystery, so we'll see how it does today. I've got some factory 33 round Glock mags. I've got them loaded to 31. We're going to go ahead and give those a shot, and let's see how it performs. Okay. So it did clear the entire magazine, but it failed to lock back. That's a pretty good sign. It's honestly better than how it usually runs. Got another mag here. Let's go ahead and see how that one runs. Hit the bolt release. Alright, cleared that mag as well. Alright, we're looking good. This is actually a lot better than how I normally get out of this thing. So I guess I'll go ahead and explain while I'm reloading mags, and we'll see if we can get this thing to do what it's been doing its entire fucking life. Apparently it only likes to perform when it's on camera. So basically, I bought this when the Gen 2s initially came out. As you can see, this is a Generation 2, but an early one. It does have the upgraded trigger that they put in the new gens, but it does still have the hinged upper. That doesn't really make a huge difference to me because this is not a folding adapter. This is the original like OG Kriss adapter you could buy back in the day to run a buffer tube on it for a brace. But if you could get a hold of one of the original Vector stocks, you can install it on this and it'll fold. I don't really have any interest in making this an SBR, so it's not really something I'm looking at right now, especially considering the reliability issues I've had out of this gun in its lifetime. Usually what it does, I'm honestly shocked it ran through both of those magazines fully loaded and didn't have any issues. Typically what I've been experiencing is that it will fail to eject completely, and it will catch the spent case between the bolt and the ejection port and cause like a major malfunction where I have to remove the magazine and kind of shake the shit out of it to get it to work right. Occasionally I will have a couple of magazines where it runs fine and it doesn't have that issue. And honestly, man, I hope it never jams again. I really want to love this gun. It's one of my favorite gun designs of all time. Ever since I was a young boy of 19 or 20 playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, this has always been like my favorite gun from that game, and it was honestly the main reason I bought it. That, and I mean, it looks awesome. We got to agree on that. But unfortunately, I've had a lot of fucking reliability issues out of it, and it's kind of delegated itself to nothing more than a range toy. I've kind of gone back and forth for a few years on whether or not I'll send it back to Kriss, and the do-it-yourselfer in me has just been tinkering with it, trying to see if I could figure out what's causing the issue. And I've certainly made some improvements. What kind of fucking beetle that was. I've certainly made some improvements on its reliability. I've gotten it to where it's mostly reliable.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
But occasionally I will still have, a fail to eject problem. I've searched the forums. I've tried every DIY fix that I can find. I've done the, flipping the magazine spring backwards, even though I don't think that makes any fucking sense. I've tried it. I've adjusted the recoil spring, bought a replacement from Kriss and kind of tried to tune it. That didn't really seem to help, so I put the factory one back. For the longest time, I was kind of in denial, and I was like, well, it just needs to break in. But I'll be honest, I probably got 1,300 rounds through this fucking thing at this point. It ought to be well broke in. So I don't really know how to explain it. I'm kind of hoping by posting this, somebody will reach out to me and say, hey man, we know what's going on with your Vector. This is what you need to do. That would make my fucking day. Because I've kind of run out of ideas. I've even like gone as far as I tried out a buddy suppressor on it to see if that would help. You know, I thought maybe more back pressure would increase the rate of speed that the bolt travels back. Maybe that would give me a harder ejection. That didn't really seem to help. I've toyed around with the idea of building like a recoil or like modifying an AK recoil booster to fit not a 1/2 by 28. Realistically, I don't know how likely that is to happen. But I do know that they make adapters for a 1/2 by 28 to fit like a crank booster, and the exit diameter on the crank booster is big enough for a 9mm to pass through it. So I've kind of toyed around with that, but it shouldn't need me to do all that for it to work reliably. That should just kind of be the idea, especially with as much as these things cost. So I'm a little bit frustrated. You know, I have been for about a decade. For a good while there, I'll be honest. I kind of just threw this thing in the safe, and, you know, people would look at it when they come over to check out guns and shit, and, you know, they'd admire it and talk about how cool it was, and deep down, it was like I had this dark secret that this thing kind of fucking sucks. I hope I'm wrong. Hopefully I'll shoot every fucking round out here today and it'll run reliably for all of it, but I don't have high hopes. Just based off what I've been experiencing in the decade plus I've owned this fucking thing. I've been really putting off making this video, and honestly, I just felt like it was time. I am going to try to get in contact with Kriss and see if they'll, you know, work with me on getting it repaired. I know I've owned it for a while, and I don't know how great their fucking warranty is. We'll just have to see. But I do know I'm not going to put a ton more money into it, and I'm just going to fucking, you know, see what we can do. All right, there's another 31 rounder. Let's see how it runs. All right, so we had that jam again. It failed to extract the round. I pulled the charger handle back, the spent case came out, and we just picked up a fresh one. All right, that was the rest of the magazine. It did not lock back. It pretty much never locks back on an empty. At this point, I'm honestly not even sure if it's supposed to or not. It never really has. All right, here we go. There's another mag in it. Let's see how this one runs. All right, and there that jam is again. Thankfully, I thought about it this time so I could show you. I've also got some slow motion footage of this that I took with my son a little while back. I'll roll that into the video too. But that is exactly the problem right there. The case gets stuck in the ejector or in the ejection port between the bolt and the ejector, and it fucking causes problems. And then when you chamber it, it spits out 2 rounds. So I would be more than happy to blame the ammunition for this problem, but I'll be honest, I've tried every ammunition I have and it all does it. So I kind of have to blame the gun. But as you can see, when it's working right, man, it's fucking great. When it's working like it's supposed to, I love few things more. It allows you to put massive amounts of rounds on target. The recoil is almost nothing. The weight of the gun helps that, as well as the design of the bolt. You get super fast follow-up shots. Your dot on your red dot is like barely moving the whole time you're shooting. It's wonderful. I just wish it ran reliably. But now that I was able to actually get the, the problem on camera, I'm not just going to waste a bunch of ammo out here. You guys see what I've been dealing with. Like I said, I will go ahead and roll in some of that slow-mo footage here so you can see it, kind of a better shot of it. Alright guys, but that's it for my Kriss Vector video, at least for now. If you have any ideas of what could be causing that problem, and keep in mind, like I said, I've changed the extractor spring, I've changed the recoil spring, I've changed the magazines, I've tried a bunch of different mags. It does this with all of them. I will say the ones that work the best are these Glock ones, but they still have problems too. If I go grab like an ETS mag, shit, that thing will probably have 2 or 3 malfunctions per magazine. But yeah, if you have any ideas what I can do to make this thing more reliable or how I can get it fixed, please let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for coming to the video. Thanks for checking me out. Like, comment, subscribe. Take care of yourself. Peace out, y'all.